Now, our millennial generation began graduating from college right during the aftermath of 9/11, right as the Iraq War had started, right? And then that gave us this sense of activism. You know, obviously, a lot of us were not happy about the the George W. Bush presidency for many, many different reasons. I was one of those people. But without that Iraq War, we would not have seen the quick rise of President Obama. And he called out to many of the older millennials, folks like you and me, who then got swept up in this belief that we could absolutely, through our political activism, make a difference, that we were the ones that we had been waiting for, and that went over through for the last 8 years. And in many ways, Bernie Sanders' people in his campaign took up that call to action and inspired the youngest batch of millennials to in turn get involved in political activism, which is simply fantastic. But of course, the surprise election of Donald Trump happened. And, that was nothing if not disruptive to our entire political process. And it pissed off so many people because of how transparently corrupt and how shady that election was, and how, potentially with all the Russian collusion, just the level of corruption that we were able to see, it got even more people fired up. We saw the women's marches all over the country and people becoming engaged. And, when the Muslim ban hit, we saw people going to the airports and volunteering, like attorneys like you, or like you soon are to be with your fancy Stanford law degree. We're going to the airports to help protect our Muslim brothers and sisters, in response to how awful Donald Trump is. And now, they're firing the FBI director because I think he was getting too close to whatever it was with the grand juries being impaneled and the subpoenas being handed out. And it seems to me they're trying to cover up this Russian collusion, and that is continuing to mobilize us.